Hello everybody and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video we will be talking about the 2023 election results. Election day was yesterday. I hope you voted. It was a pretty boring election night. It wasn't a whole ton going on. No super shocking results. My predictions were correct, at least on who would win for all of the races in 2023. So that's good at least, but I think that most people's were correct. Just a little rundown here. In Mississippi, Tate Reeves, the incumbent Republican, um, um, won re-election by 4.6%. I thought it was going to be about 2%. In Kentucky at a gubernatorial election, their incumbent Democrat won by 5%. I thought he would win by 3.5%. In Ohio, there were two ballot initiatives. Number one, establish a constitutional right to abortion. 56% said yes, 43.4% said no. That's yes plus 13%. I think I said something like that. I think I said like 14 or 15. I was really close on that. And then marijuana, I thought would be a little more narrow, but it won by 14%. Nobody was really expecting it, the yes vote there, to be higher than the yes vote for abortion. So that was a very, very big surprise. Then in Virginia, my favorite elections yesterday, Democrats flipped the state House of Delegates and held control of the state Senate. Um, and they almost have a trifecta. Glenn Youngkin is the only one blocking them. So very interesting results. We will go through each one now, but and what it means for election day and stuff. Mississippi turned out to be a very boring election. No one really believed that Brandon Presley would win, but there was a possibility. This race doesn't mean much for us who live outside of Mississippi. It doesn't mean much for 2024. It's Mississippi. It's not competitive in 2024, and it really doesn't show us anything. The fact of the matter is, Brandon Presley was an extremely strong Democrat. Was really able to connect to those rural voters, got that Presley last name, had lots of funding. However, Mississippi is just so Republican. Brandon Presley was not able to outperform how the Democrats did back in 2019 enough, and he narrowed it down a little bit, but Tate Reeves still won. Going over to Kentucky, here's where it gets a little more interesting. Kentucky reelected their Democratic governor, Andy Beshear, and it really shows you what a likable, popular politician can do. Because I'll tell you, Andy Beshear stands for the same things that Joe Biden does, right? He has the same policy. He's just as liberal as Joe Biden, maybe even more liberal. Joe Biden is actually pretty moderate when you look at it. But it shows you how a young, likable guy can do in a deep red state like Kentucky. So, because he was still able to win, despite Kentucky voting for Donald Trump by 28%. And Joe Biden is just not able to replicate that because of his age, because of the fact that he can't really speak, can't give us a good speech. And this shows that is what is ultimately going to hurt Joe Biden in 2024. So the fact that he's not a leader. Andy Beshear is a leader. He led the state through a mass shooting, so many hurricanes, COVID-19, inflation, whatever, floods, tornadoes. So Andy Beshear has led this state through so much, and it pays off when you run for re-election. Joe Biden just doesn't have that good leading effect. In Ohio, we have one of the most clear referendums on abortion. Are you pro-choice or pro-life, basically? 56% of voters in Ohio, a state that voted for Trump by 8%, say yes. 43.4% say no. So it just shows you how abortion is really not a left versus right issue. I mean, sure, I guess it is, but it's very lopsided to the left because the vast majority of Americans are pro-choice. And when you look at these counties that yes won in these blue counties, Donald Trump won so many of them. The suburbs surrounding Columbus, I think that these 4 surrounding Columbus, I think that Trump won 3 of them if I remember correctly. I mean, Clark County, Montgomery County, Butler County. These are not Democratic districts. Hamilton County. Then especially around Cleveland. I mean, this is not... I mean, we're entering like East Palestine here. Remember the train derailment. I mean, this is not Democratic territory. But still, yes wins because so many people are pro-choice. And it proves, especially when you look at Virginia now, it proves that if Democrats can make the election about abortion, for Biden, even 2 years after Roe is overturned, the Dobbs decision, even if he can still make this election about abortion, then he can still win because it's now a year since the Dobbs decision. And still, that's what Democrats ran on in Virginia, and obviously in this ballot initiative in Ohio, but more importantly, Virginia, that's what they ran on. They said the Republicans want to ban abortion, and what do you know? They hold on to the state Senate, and they flip that House of Delegates, even with an extremely popular Republican governor. Back in 2021, Youngkin did so well. We were expecting, looking at these 2023 state legislative elections, we were saying, in 2021 at least, wow, yeah, Youngkin, especially when Youngkin became popular as governor, when he was governor, we were saying, yeah, it looks like, with Youngkin's popularity, the Republicans will be able to keep the House of Delegates and flip the state Senate. But that was before Dobbs. That just shows you how much of an effect Roe has on, even these local state House and state Senate races. Youngkin won before Roe. He wouldn't have won if the election was after Roe, if it was during the midterms. It's as simple as that. So, it's clear that Democrats need to continue running on this abortion message because still, a year later, it's still working. It worked in the 2022 midterms. It clearly worked in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election earlier this year. And our results from yesterday show that it won. Even more than a year, kind of a lot more than a year after Roe. So I think that if Biden, or whoever the Democratic nominee is, honestly, because it's looking like Biden might actually step down and let another Democrat like Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris be the nominee. Whoever the Democratic nominee is, they need to embrace the party's pro-choice stance on abortion. And Republicans need to realize that too. Republicans need to look at that and say, yeah, we need to have a different message on abortion. We need to have a much different message on abortion. But Youngkin tried a different message, and it still didn't work because I think that Democrats, no matter what, can say, yeah, Republicans are anti-abortion and they're extreme, whatever. So, interesting results heading into 2024. Shows us a lot. A Republican debate is in 2 hours. Wow. So make sure to tune into that. There will be a video about it tomorrow. So thank you all for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoyed. I know it's quick, but still good to make one. But if you enjoyed, subscribe, and I will see you all later.